Welcome to this information session. My name's Dr. Kazia Anderson and I'm the Programme Director here at Leicester for MSc Coaching Psychology and MSc Psychology of Coaching. I think it's really important to begin with a little bit about our global and national reputation here at Leicester. We know how important that is for you looking at universities to make your decision about where you will invest your time and put your energy into your learning and development for your postgraduate study. So as you can see on the screen there, we have a number of important positions in UK and international league tables. So we're considered in the top 10 of universities in the UK for student experience. We're ranked 25th in the UK and 192nd in the world overall by the Times Higher Education World University Rankings. We're currently 28th in the UK, rated by the Times and the Sunday Times Good University Guide 2026. And we're considered 5th in the UK for our research quality here at University of Leicester. What's really important to know about the university in particular is that as part of the Research Excellence Framework, our research is ranked 30th in the UK. So that means that 89% of our research that takes place here is classed as world leading. So what I'm going to do is talk a bit more about the specifics of the coaching psychology programs here at Leicester by giving you an overview of our two coaching courses to help you make your decision about where best placed you may be in terms of the place you're at in your current development. So from the MSc in coaching psychology specifically, both programs in fact have been designed to line with the new coaching psychology curriculum in the UK, and that was developed by the British Psychological Society. So for those of you interested in MSc coaching psychology specifically, the purpose of this programme is for psychology graduates who are looking to specialise in this domain of psychology and are looking to fulfil what we call stage 1 of training towards chartered status with the British Psychological Society. So the entry requirements for this programme are that you have a second class honours degree or above in psychology, and that your first degree in psychology that you have is accredited or recognised by the British Psychological Society. So that's called GBC, or Graduate Basis for Chartership, and that's important that you have that as a requirement to get onto the MSc Coaching Psychology. For the MSc Psychology of Coaching, the slight difference here is that this course is aimed at graduates who maybe do not have a psychology background or a recognised first degree in psychology by the British Psychological Society, but are looking to develop their knowledge, their expertise in how psychology can be applied in coaching, how it underpins coaching practice, and how it can inform coaching decisions and coaching practice in the future. So this particular programme may be interesting, say, for people that don't have necessarily a background in psychology, but who are looking to enhance their knowledge and to acquire the psychological skills that will either aid a current role or enhance a current role in some way, maybe in management, in leadership, in HR, in healthcare, or it may be that you are able to then apply for future roles where coaching is an important part of that role. And this particular programme would give you the underpinning sort of psychological evidence that would help you to engage in evidence-based coaching practice. So the entry requirements slightly different from MSc Coaching Psychology, in that you don't need the prerequisite of having a psychology background. A second class honours degree or above in any subject or relevant subject is required for the MSc Psychology of Coaching. So if we move to the next slide, then the aims of our programmes are multiple-fold. So why study coaching psychology or the psychology of coaching at Leicester? Well, our key aims are to make sure we empower students as active and self-directed learners. Both programmes are very applied in that you will be kind of learning about core areas of psychology, core models of coaching psychology and how they can be applied in practice, and then applying that knowledge and working as if you were, so doing assessed tasks and working with each other as if you were actively coaching or working as an active coaching psychologist. So we foster a thorough understanding through our learning material and the support of the teaching team, coaches and supervisors, understanding the underpinning core areas of psychology that are really important to coaching, how they explain coaching interactions, client behaviour, certain ways in which people may benefit from behaviour change or to achieve certain goals or enhancement of performance in any particular way. And all of that applies to the practice of coaching and psychology of coaching. We aim to build expertise and transferable skills in coaching psychology research. So not just the practical element of things, we're also looking at how to enhance the field and the evidence base by training you in research design, in research methods, in applying research ethics and becoming attuned with ethical principles of certain professional bodies, in data analysis, in evaluation, and in dissemination of research as well, through things like research reports, dissertations, presentations at conferences, and things like that. We also, our final aim and very important aim is to really cultivate a passion for continuous professional development and reflective ethical practice in coaching. So even coming onto a program like this and graduating from a program like this, it's very important to be attuned in coaching practice, in psychology of coaching, or coaching psychology as a psychologist, is that CPD is an ongoing part of this profession and doesn't end on graduation of this program. As part of a practitioner in coaching, you will continuously be enhancing and developing your skills and reflecting on your practice to be very attuned to how you are working with clients and what that experience is like for your clients. So CPD is a very important part of our programme here, and we aim to cultivate a passion for that as you work through with us. So what our course structure looks like then, so for both of our programmes, this table on the screen here hopefully helps to outline the way in which things will run as you join us. So it's a 2-year part-time programme and it's by distance learning. So there's flexibility there for you to study this programme or one of these programmes alongside other commitments that you may have, whether that's employment or caring or other types of things that you may do. So the programme begins in October of each academic year. The programme begins with 2 modules that run alongside one another. So that's the psychology of coaching, which is an introduction to key core areas of psychology and how they apply in coaching. And you would study that alongside our research methods module, very much teaching you the principles of quantitative and qualitative research, as well as systematic literature reviews, presentation of research, how you work with data, how you collect data, how you write up that data. So those 2 modules run alongside each other at the very beginning. After that point, so around the January point, you would begin your 3rd module, and that is in positive psychology and related to coaching. So from this point onwards, you study 1 module at a time. In March, you would then begin a module called the coaching in organisations. This is very much about how coaching is applied for a variety of different development initiatives in organisations. So looking at leadership development, looking at working with groups and teams, individual clients, also looking at organisations as a whole, as coaching clients, and how coaching essentially can really benefit organisations in a number of different ways at a number of different levels. Then around May time, you begin a professional practice module. This is a module in particular where we invite some guest speakers from industry, very experienced people in coaching, practicing in a number of different domains to contribute and kind of give some information there and opportunities for thinking about how you may set up it as an independent coach, how you may start to feed coaching into a current role, and lots of opportunities for peer coaching and applied practice there. Then in the summer, so in July time, you begin a module in coaching for health and well-being, again looking at the diversity of how coaching psychology and the psychology of coaching can be applied across a range of different domains and have real benefits. So there's a health and well-being related module there, followed up by starting the beginning of your next academic year, starting the beginning of year 2 is a coaching practice module, and then so November is when the dissertation module actually opens, where you start to think about putting a proposal together, and then from January onwards is where you would be allocated individually a dissertation supervisor to work with to conduct and run your independent piece of research, leading towards the end of the programme in the September of your 2nd year. So that is what the structure of the course looks like and what you would be studying at any particular point in time. Moving to the next slide then, just a bit more of a breakdown of what our individual modules look like and what you can expect to see. So with the modules that I've just outlined to you, each of those will have a series, they will run across a number of weeks, depending on the number of credits. So on average, a module will run around 7 weeks. And then for our 60 credit modules, they are a little bit longer, around 14 weeks. So over those weeks, you will have units of learning material. So those will be themed around key topics that the module will be focusing on. And then within each of those learning units, you will have what you see on the screen here. So you will have some lecture recordings or some sort of recorded material. Again, so you can access that at your leisure. You can pause that, go back to it later. You can make notes, rewatch it, all sorts of things come along with the benefit of distance learning. So there's lecture recordings there, and those will be accompanied by certain learning material. So you'll always have access to the slides, the PowerPoint slides that are used so that you can make notes. We take an accessible approach to our learning material and our online learning material at Leicester. So all of our lecture recordings will have captions that you can follow along. And alongside then the recorded material that's provided by our teaching team, there will then be a participate opportunity. So once you've engaged with that recording or number of recordings, then you can have a little look at some of the applied problem-based activity. So this could be in the form of us providing you with a case study scenario of some coaching practice that had taken place, or an ethical dilemma that has arisen in coaching practice, or so an example of maybe an organisation where coaching has been applied, and then your task would be to start to apply some of your learning there, whether that be you kind of picking apart the situation through some critical analysis and thinking about what key issues may be, what you can identify from that in relation to coaching. It may be that you provide some recommendations based on a dilemma that has arisen. What also different types of participate activities that may come up there is maybe for you to engage in some coaching peer practice with other students on the cohort, maybe to listen to a podcast, or directed to a particular resource that you can then engage with. Sometimes we've provided things like psychometric assessments where you can undertake that and have a look at that as part of coaching activities, introducing you to certain tools that you can use in your own independent practice. Accompany the lecture recordings and the participating activities, there will always be a digital reading list. So as we are a distance learning programme, we have all sorts of ebooks and e-resources available through our university library that you can access. We may also recommend other resources there, maybe some materials provided by certain coaching professional bodies. Again, maybe signposting you to certain podcasts that can really help to enhance the learning material that we have provided. And then with every unit of learning, we provide an online live discussion thread there. So we can have discussions via that thread, both with your fellow students and with the teaching team, the module teams, to really promote peer and tutor engagement there. Now, associated with each module, there will also be a couple of live sessions that you are welcome to attend. So whilst they're not mandatory, they're usually themed. That's kind of usually 2 sessions associated with each module, and they are themed around usually one being a Q&A session for the assessments attached to any particular module, and then the other one is usually some sort of applied peer coaching practice opportunity or discussion, problem-based discussion activity where you can join online and chat along with the teaching team and your fellow students. So development opportunities throughout the programme. So there are a number here that I've named on the slide, but there are many more. First of all, I would say applied assessments that will crop up alongside within your modules, I should say. We have a range of different diverse assessments that we put in here. So we have case studies, we have reflective logs, we have research reports, literature reviews, coaching practice observations, opportunity to do presentation, and as I've mentioned previously, to put together evidence of practice as part of portfolios, as part of your assessed work. So again, doing work that is akin to that of somebody working in a coaching role or coaching field, and not just sort of paper-based assessments. So these are very applied in terms of how they're designed. There are 2 key development elements that are mandatory as part of both programmes. First being that alongside your study, your taught element of the programmes, you are expected to fulfil 80 hours of independent coaching client work. Now, What that means is that you would either engage in some pro bono or some paid client work alongside your study, and you would be supported by a supervisor as a part of the programme team. So we have a number of supervisors who are chartered psychologists and who are also recognised on the Register of Applied Psychology Practitioners as part of the BPS, our key professional body. What we do is, so you can acquire your own clients as a student. You need to independently acquire your own clients to fulfil those number of hours over the duration of the programme. So you have the 2 academic years to fulfil this number of hours. But we also provide lots of support networks for you to be able to access clients, maybe if you have never done so before, or if you need some support with getting started and throughout the programme. So we have a number of support networks. I'll talk about those in a little bit more detail in a moment, but we have a student coaching psychology clinic within the university. We also have some partnerships that we have developed with other coaching psychology programs in the UK where we can share and source clients. And also, as part of your independent coaching practice, then that 80 hours of practice needs to be evidenced in a practice portfolio, which is part of your assessed work in order to pass the programme. The other element then, so that you will be doing some independent coaching practice, is that we provide at no additional cost to yourself, so it's built into the programme, we provide online group supervision for your practice. Now, it's mandatory that you are required to attend at least 20 hours of that supervision that we provide. We provide a schedule over the academic year, each academic year, of more than what you need. So there's flexibility there in just you making sure that you attend 20 hours worth over the duration of your programme. So we provide, say, a schedule of regular supervision sessions at no additional cost to you, and that's built into the programme. Some personalised support then that you can also expect during the programme is that we provide support for you accessing coaching clients, and we provide support for your coaching practice and your development of coaching skills and expertise. We have a personal tutoring system, so alongside your supervision of coaching practice for your academic journey and your academic development, you will have a personal tutor that's assigned to you at the beginning of the programme that you will work with for the duration of your 2 years of study. And that person then is in a really good position should you need any academic references or anything like that beyond the programme. They get to know you really well, and there's opportunities for regular check-in with those people for you to then have some support with your academic experience and any pastoral or anything that may arise during your study too. We have a postgraduate psychology monthly newsletter that we have circulated regularly to keep you in the loop with what's going on in the school and in the college and with the university. So as remote learners, we understand you're removed from the campus physically, but we like to make sure that you have this regular input and news circulated so that you can see the things that are going on, opportunities that may arise. And that is also a way that we advertise our coaching psychology student clinic as well. So you can acquire clients through that particular mechanism. We have an annual postgraduate psychology course conference. So this takes place around the beginning of the academic year, and this takes place every year. And this is an event that's important for welcoming new students. So there's induction sessions that take place as part of that course conference. But we also welcome back our second year students around that point where the second year is beginning for them, to provide support and ideas for dissertation research and kind of that final year of study. So that's an annual event, a programme of speakers and events and social activities that you're very welcome to attend. And finally, more wider university support. So we have accessibility provision to support students that may need that, should they have a disability, whether that be physical or a learning disability, that is in place for you as distance learners. You have full access to that. We have our Centre for Academic Achievement, so there's lots of support more widely with academic skills development, and we have our university library as well, again, to provide support and workshops with various things that you may need there for searching for literature, using referencing systems, and maybe using certain types of data analysis programs that you would have access to as a student of Leicester. So I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you for watching this session and for joining me, and just to direct you to some of the ways in which you may contact us after you've made your decision about where you may like to study coaching psychology or the psychology of coaching. So of course, you can visit our website where you can make your application to one of our 2 programmes. Should you still have any queries or questions or comments that you'd like to ask, then please do submit those either via our distance learning inquiry link, which is available on the screen there, or you are very welcome to contact me directly. So again, I'm the programme director, my name is Kazia, and my email address is available on the screen there. So thank you very much for listening.